The Alaskan wind carried a bitter chill, echoing the fury in Boulder's heart. Once, the roaring river was his kingdom, salmon leaping, his cubs safe among the stones. But now, a pack of gray wolves led by Fang had invaded, their howls a declaration of war. Boulder returned from foraging to find his cub wounded, a deep gash on its leg. A cruel message from the wolves. The river, once life, now felt like a graveyard. This was more than territory, it was an attack on his family, his legacy. In Alaska, survival is about strength, respect, and the will to protect your own. Boulder stared across the stolen water. He would not run, he would fight. The wolves had numbers and cunning, but they underestimated a father's rage. Boulder's world was shattered, but from the pieces, a new resolve was forged. He would reclaim his river and make Fang pay for the scar on his cub. The stage was set for a brutal confrontation. In the wild, only the strongest prevail. The battle for the river had begun. Boulder knew he couldn't face the wolf pack alone. He needed allies. Ash and Ember, two young brothers, strong and ambitious. Boulder found them near the pines, their play ending when they saw his grim face. He led them to his injured cub. The scent of wolf told the story. An attack on a cub was a violation of the wild's code. Ash and Ember understood. If Fang could drive out Boulder, no bear was safe. They grunted their assent. This was a fight for all bears. A brotherhood was formed, a trio of grisly fury. With his new allies, Boulder felt a surge of confidence. He was no longer just a father seeking revenge, he was a leader. They stood guard as the cub rested, a silent promise of violence to come. The Alaskan air grew heavy with anticipation. Tomorrow they would move. Tomorrow they would track the wolves. The hunt for Fang would begin. Morning dawned cold and gray, perfect for tracking. Boulder led, nose to the ground, searching for the musky scent of wolves. The trail was clear broken twigs, paw prints, the wolves' arrogance on display. Ash and Ember flanked him, senses sharp, moving as a unit. They were no longer prey, they were hunters. The trail led into rocky canyons, dense woods, the wolves' domain. The bears pressed on, resolve hardening. Passing a caribou carcass, the scent of wolf grew stronger. Tension thickened, the fight was near. Finally, they reached a bowl-shaped clearing, a natural fortress. From the shadows, they saw the pack, at least a dozen wolves, Fang at the center. The time for tracking was over. The time for battle was now. The wild held its breath. Boulder charged with a roar, an earthquake of muscle and fury. Wolves scattered, their arrogance shattered. Boulder's attack broke their formation, chaos erupting. Ash darted in and out, slashing at isolated wolves. Ember barreled into the fray, a wall of muscle holding ground. The clearing became a whirlwind of fur and teeth. The wolves regrouped, agile and relentless, nipping at the bears. Fang, cunning as ever, broke away, his eyes on Boulder's den above. He raced for the cub, a cruel gambit to break Boulder's spirit. But Boulder saw him, a roar of pure fury erupting. He shook off the wolves and intercepted Fang at the rocks. The two alphas collided, leader against leader, father against threat. The fight was no longer about territory, it was personal. Boulder's strength met Fang's cunning in a brutal showdown. The fate of the river hung in the balance. The clearing fell silent as Boulder and Fang clashed. Boulder fought with the heart of a father, each blow a promise. Fang was quick, but Boulder's power was overwhelming. Exhausted, Fang lunged. Boulder sidestepped, pinning him to the ground. He didn't kill Fang, he let him go, a warning to all. The pack's courage broke. They fled into the forest, defeated. Boulder stood victorious, Ash and Ember at his side. As the sun set, Boulder returned to his den. His cub peeked out, safe and sound. He had reclaimed his kingdom. The river sparkled once more, a symbol of life and hope. In the wild, family and loyalty are the greatest strengths. Boulder, king of the river, stood tall against the Alaskan sunset.